So what if I told you that your voice, yes, that voice you use to complain about slow Wi-Fi or rave about your favorite band, doesn't just express who you are, it shapes who you are. You might think words are all about conveying meaning. Wrong. Meaning is just a side hustle. How you speak, that's the stealth weapon that determines where you fit, or don't, in the social hierarchy. I stumbled upon a book, How You Say It by Catherine D. Kinsler. It hit like a lightning bolt. Kinsler, a psychology professor from the University of Chicago, isn't just breaking down grammar. She's exposing how speech organizes human lives. It's not about what you say. It's about how you say it. Your accent, word choices, speech rhythms, even tiny quirks. Take David Thorpe, a filmmaker raised in small-town Texas, where he learned from birth that being gay was a sin. When he came out in college, his voice changed. Longer vowels, sharper S sounds, a lilting tone. Why? Not because of his vocal cords, but because speech is a performance. We unconsciously adjust how we speak to reflect who we are or who we want to belong to. This isn't rare. In the 1980s, linguist Penelope Eckert found that teens at the same school spoke differently depending on whether they identified as jocks or burnouts. Same cafeteria, same lunch. But one group said lunch, and the other said launch. Tiny differences, massive meaning. Language isn't neutral. It's a tool, a weapon, a gatekeeper. Look at Soweto, 1976. Thousands of students took to the streets when the apartheid government banned their native languages from schools, forcing them to learn Afrikaans, the language of their oppressors. They weren't just fighting for words. They were fighting for identity. It happened in Spain, too. Franco tried to erase Catalan and Basque, suppress a language, and you're not just censoring, you're colonizing minds. Humans show bias toward familiar speech from birth. Babies prefer their mother's voice. In one experiment, English-speaking infants reached for speakers who spoke English, even before they could talk. And it doesn't stop. Kindergartners will choose friends based on accents over race. Accent equals trust. Accent equals tribe. It's primal, instinctive, and frankly, a little terrifying. Disney knows this. Think about it. How many heroes speak in neutral American English? And how many villains speak with foreign or exaggerated accents? Scar from The Lion King doesn't just act evil. He sounds evil. Language biases get reinforced in childhood and persist for life. Let's talk about Manuel Fragante, a war vet. Law degree, top of his class, highest score on the civil service exam. But when he applied to the DMV, he didn't get the job. Why? Because of his Filipino accent. He sued, lost. The court ruled it was legal to discriminate based on accent, even if your English is flawless. And he's not alone. Studies show people are denied jobs, housing, and fair trials because of how they speak. Not because they're misunderstood, but because they're expected to be misunderstood. In one study, students were asked to transcribe a lecture. When told the speaker was a native English speaker, no problem. But told the same speaker was non-native, suddenly the same words were hard to understand. The barrier wasn't the speaker, it was the listener's bias. Jurors trust standard English. Even when the testimony is identical, a foreign accent makes the speaker seem less credible. And people with non-standard accents, they stop speaking up. They avoid networking. They get passed over for promotions. Not because they lack intelligence, but because their sound is judged. There's a myth that bilingual kids get confused. Wrong. Bilingual kids develop sharper problem-solving skills. They're more empathetic, more mentally agile. They associate different languages with different aspects of life. A concept called the complementarity principle. They even have delayed onset of dementia and Alzheimer's. Yet we teach second languages far too late and treat native languages like barriers. But there's hope. The internet is changing the game. Podcasts, YouTube, TikTok. Voices once mocked or silenced are now amplified. Nigerian pidgin, Scottish slang, Korean English mashups. Hybrid dialects are thriving in digital spaces where authenticity matters more than polish. The question isn't whether we'll live in a diverse world. We already do. The question is, will we learn to thrive in it? Language isn't just about making yourself understood. It's about making yourself heard. Your accent carries your story. So ask yourself, are you listening to what someone is saying or to your own biases? Because in the end, speech isn't just communication. It's connection. It's identity. It's power. Thanks for coming with me on this journey. If this resonated with you, drop a comment. Tell me about a time someone judged your voice, or when someone's unexpected voice changed your perspective. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell. There's so much more to say. And trust me, it only gets deeper from here.